This is Nightly Fix.
Nightly Fix. Nightly Fix.
Nightly Fix. Nightly Fix.
On News Talk 93 FM. It's a fix.
Bummer job.
Welcome back to Nightly Fix, News Talk 93 FM. It's your boy now here, Ari, DJ Burns, Resident Random Guy, Dam. You earned a name tonight, brother, I must say. Anyways, we have a very special guest with us tonight. A different type of guest.
Yes.
Yes, it's very refreshing. But she's the head of her own PR and event management company. Yes. Talisa Taylor, welcome.
Hi. I'm so happy to be here. I feel really good. You're always so relaxed, though.
Yeah, that's
a chill.
That's
chill it makes me feel like I need to relax too. Yes. So it's chill, right? I like that. Cool. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. So let's talk about your company. What's it about and
what is it that you do?
Oh, okay. All right. So it's tailor-made events and PR management. And the Taylor is spelled like my last name, which is Taylor. And we do event planning and executions. And we do public relations. We offer public relations services as well. So we do PR for artists and brands as well. So companies, not just artists. Well, I think you guys know us mainly for artists. But we offer public relations for companies as well. So it's pretty cool. We build relationships on behalf of artists and companies, and we help them to get out there to the publics. We help them to portray a particular image to the publics, which will be you out there, the audience, right? So that's basically what we do or what we offer.
So, like, let's say, for example, I always say like a very bad or a very hard artist to manage in terms of publicity is Chris Brown. He just...
Really?
I mean, him paying publicists probably more than his manager because he has a hard time kind of controlling his image. So, like, you know that.
But what if that's the image that he's trying to portray?
To be a woman beater?
I think as a consequence of that whole incident, he capitalize on it. So, you know, I just grab on the bad boy image and I just run with it.
So that's what a PR
he has, but he's also doing control as well. He's doing a lot of damage control where he has his daughter royalty right now. He's showing a lot of support towards his daughter. And the fact that he has a daughter and he's making appearances with her and he's posting on his social media pictures with her, showing that he's spending time with her. It's showing a more softer side of the artist.
So like a publicist that you would be probably like, do that, Chris. No, don't do that.
I do not want to say that he's doing that for that reason, right? But at the same time, whatever they are doing, it is working.
Okay.
Because
what you're saying, chances are Chris is not the father.
Well, I think that proves that he's a father already, so we don't want to debate that part. But I think damage control is being done. And it's not just in him spending time with his daughter, but if you listen carefully to the type of music that he's putting out now, it's a little bit different. So he's a little bit more soft in the words that he's bringing across if you really listen to the type of music that
he's even rapping and freestyling.
Really? He has always been doing that, actually. If you really follow him and follow his interviews that he's been doing over a period of time, he does that on most of his interviews. Even from back then, he has been trying to prove. I think what happened, that whole bad boy thing that he came in with, it kind of just, it's almost like somebody sees something and you just run with it because, you know, at the end of the day, that is what people are seeing. But I think he did a really good job in now starting to tone down and show that he's more concerned with his daughter and having a family at the end of the day. I think he did well with the whole breakup that he had the other day. He didn't come out public. I think he handled that well, except for his one Twitter rant that he did. But I think he controlled everything else well. And I think his transition into just spending time with his daughter was absolutely great. I think at some point in time, all of us have to learn to let go. Mind you, whatever he did in the past, he will always be there because he's a public figure. He will always be there, which is why, you know, a little bit later, I guess we're going to talk about some things that artists do that will affect their image. But what he did wasn't a publicity stunt. what happened, and the press ran with it. So it wasn't like a publicity stunt is really something that is a planned event, and there are good and there are bad publicity stunts. It wasn't, I'm sure he didn't say, okay, I'm going to beat up so-and-so today, and it is going to go on the front of the paper, and tomorrow I'm going to be the worst person in the world, and this is great. I'm sure he didn't do that. What happened, and he's a public figure, and he came out into the press. What you have to do after is to own up to it, which is always the best thing to do when you're dealing with very aggressive media houses, because they went as far as to find out that his father used to do this, and this is the timeline, and this is what happened, and they started to show the true Hollywood story, and they went all in on him. So at the end of the day, what he had to do, which was the best thing to do, is to own up to it, that he has problems. He's trying to fix it, and that's the best thing that you can do. And it happens over a period of time that he's now healing, right? So I think at some point in time, we all have to let it go.
Okay.
Yes.
Enough about international. we'll look on local artists now. Like we here, we're conspiracy theorists.
Yes, we
and
are.
we're very, iffy about the whole business here. Because sometimes we see certain things where I say, that kind of look planned. We don't trust the music business. So you want to talk about risky PR stunts.
Right.
Are there any in particular that you'd want to talk about?
I'm not going to pinpoint at any in particular. What I will say to artists out there is that to avoid them.
Especially upcoming acts.
Yes, especially upcoming acts. I think what is happening, the more established acts they're in a state, let me just say some. I have to use that word very carefully. They're in a state where everybody wants to make money, and everybody wants to be out there. Everybody wants to be the person that is on top.
Right.
And I think a lot of times we get so desperate that we need to do something. We have to do something. What am I going to do next? And if you ever reach to the point where you have to be asking, what are you going to do next outside of music? Something is wrong. Because your music should be able to sell, right, for itself, without you having to do all of these wild things. Mind you, as I said before, publicity stunts are planned events. They can be both good and it can be bad.
Yeah, because you have to admit that sometimes while the music is good, probably, but there's so many young acts. Everybody want to be heard. Everybody want to be seen. Everybody wants
a piece of the pie. But
like, you have to do that one something to say, well, here am I, guys. Listen to me. So
and sometimes the buzz stirred from a publicity stunt transitions to a good.
Sometimes. I like how you said sometimes. Because at the same time, it can also be good for a minute. But then in the long run, it has a lot of damage that you didn't realize. Oh, so I want to go and work for this corporate entity who is having a children's show, and I want to go and perform at that children's show. And I asked my booking agent to sort that out for me. And she comes back and she says, oh, they don't want you because. So while I got 2 front pages of this, and I got 10 radio interviews and 7 TV interviews, I now cannot make any money because.
So because you don't really make money from the interview.
No,
you don't make
don't.
money from being noticed. It's the shows.
No,
right.
So at the end of the day, at what cost? So you want to do publicity stunts. Mind you, some persons say, all publicity is good publicity and all of that good stuff. But always remember, at what cost? How will this that I am doing now damage, or how will it help me in the long run? You have to think long term, and it comes down to public relations, comes down to planning. So if you decide that I'm really going to do a publicity stunt, and you say, okay, I want to drop a tape tomorrow, right? And I'm going to do this particular sexual act in the tape. You have to
like what kind of
you have to understand that Jamaicans, our culture is a little bit different. What Kim Kardashian did, or what those other acts did, we have different cultures. Right? What Jamaicans accept is not necessarily, because we get over certain. I mean, they get over certain things after a period of time, because we see her now doing several endorsements. But will it be the same for us here in Jamaica if we try something like that? And we have a lot of case in points for that. We have a lot of cases of that. I'm not calling any name. No, I'm not going to do it.
Me calling him.
So, you know.
No, I asked about a particular case because we had Bridges here.
You know, I just know it's like everything in me just said, Talisa, you know, they're gonna ask
We had Bridges
you this.
here a while back, and there was certain stories about her in the press about oral sex and how, you know, it was just all surrounding that the fact that she put out the oral sex. I'm like, yo, this 2015, like, why is this still a big deal? Do you think that was a planned thing by management and PR, or it was organic?
Why you gonna put the woman on the spot?
Oh, Jesus.
She's PR.
A little while ago, I get a little bit nervous.
Stop it, you know.
I don't think the paper called her and asked her, do you do? I don't think, well, probably someone from the paper heard the song and heard something in the song, but I don't think they called and asked. I thought, I think rather.
I think it was a press release?
I don't think she sent a press release. I think she or someone for her made a call
I don't
call
think there was a name
attention
attached to that article.
There will never be, right? I think a call was probably made. I think, let me repeat that. I think, one more time. I think a call was probably made, right? I think someone brought attention to something that was said. And it was placed.
And but they picked, and I was just saying that they pick out that one little line, because when you listen to the entire song, it's like it wasn't even anything way explicit or whatnot. It was
how many times do you have to listen to a song to hear certain things? Though?
No, but I mean,
I'm making a point. Like somebody just heard it and just did an article on it. How many times that person listened to it to actually hear?
Once.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I mean, it
could be that someone listened to it,
you see,
and liked it so much and heard the line and they brought attention to it. It could be that it was brought to their attention. I can't say she brought it to their attention because I don't want to get into trouble. Big up yourself, Bridges, all the time.
How do you think that affect her career long term?
You know, honestly, Bridges is a dancehall artist, and Bridges has a lot of songs that are very colorful. Then, I think if this is the thing that is going to bring her down, it's not going to be the thing that's going to bring her down. Why? She has done so much more colorful things, and this is who she is. She does that type of music. She's a dancehall artist, and that's what she sells. So, I mean, that is her persona. Now, if you were, say, for example, a Tessan or a Tammy, which everybody considers to be Jamaican sweethearts, it would be a different thing, right? It would be like, something different. Yeah. Who I worry for is the young lady by the name of, I don't want to call her. I don't know if I should call her name.
Nay.
I like you when you say stuff for me. She is up and coming, and while her music is also raunchy, very similar to that of Bridges. Oh, want me to get in trouble for saying that. Okay, fine. Now, while her music is also raunchy, the first time I heard of her
was because of...
You know, so I don't want to say it's the first time I heard of her because we hear about her a long time. But here what though? The first time I saw her out in the press was that particular article.
You're not wrong.
Right. So if I go online and I type in Bridges, I see a bunch of press releases with Bridges, what she has done in the past. Great. A lot of success. But she has had success.
You know the first thing I say, the Manhattan Bridge.
What are you spelling? Bridges is spelled differently. Bridges is spelled differently. But when I type in Nene's name, the first thing I'm gonna say is
the dance.
I realized that. I realized that because she did an interview for a program that I produced the other day, and I realized that. But separate and apart from that, that's the article that will come up.
Yeah.
Do you want to be
attached to that?
And we brought up
because
that question.
I would prefer that I was reading something about your music and who you are for the first time. If it was something where you had a lot of press releases out and this was another one of your press releases, it would be great. But you're just coming into. Don't let the first time be this particular statement.
Clown of the week justified.
I won't say that. I'm not a part of this part of the conversation, people.
I'm not even going to say, me really, I like the little work I have.
I won't say, but I'm just saying, for someone who is up and coming, it would be nice if we had seen a lot more from you before you took that step. Right? Don't jump in on a rocky foundation.
Okay.
Set a good foundation before you go.
I just have one question.
I'm afraid I'm so scared of these questions.
One question for you. But notice that everything when Naro and Ari throw at you, you know them.
Oh, Jesus.
Your life is in.
I love entertainment.
How much laptop you have? How much you own?
I own.
You don't
2
have to answer
laptops.
that. You don't. You really
A tablet. Let me tell you why I'm not going to do that. It's actually good for me as I'm marketing myself here. I'm all about social media. As a publicist, you have to keep aware as to what is happening in the industry so you can relate to your clients as well and know what type of moves to make with your clients, right? So at the end of the day, I have to keep aware as to what is going on. So I'm all for social media. I'm all for having my gadgets, so it's all good.
Big up to
just one final question. How you choose like the artist that you want to work with? Like what's it that you're saying like, you know what, I can work with you, or I don't think you're a perfect fit for me. Yeah.
We're in a time right now where everybody have a money issue. So most publicists don't like to turn on when artists come with money. But I'm not that type of publicist. I really like talented artist. So when you come to me and say, all right, Talisa, I want a publicist. I want to hear your content first. So you ask me, so how much it going to cost? Send me your music and let's discuss. Because at the end of the day, don't give me work that is of a lower grade and expect me to create massive just massive promotions around something that I personally don't believe in. How can I as a publicist sell something or put something to the publics when I myself don't believe in your music? It's very fake, and it will come off in how you write your releases, how you project, or even me coming to media. I'm coming to you in Nightly Fix and I'm saying, oh, do this interview with my artist, he's a wicked artist, and then I send you the CD and you're like, what?
So what
you
is
will
wicked?
Never take
wicked
this.
Is relative.
You would never take me seriously, right?
Wicked is bad.
So you would never take me seriously again.
Okay, very good. Anyway, then, big up yourself. Tell us quickly.
It's like that.
For anybody who wants your services, where them can reach you?
All right, the great thing is that TaylorMade is on everything from Tumblr to Pinterest to LinkedIn to Facebook we even have our own app, and it's all at TaylorMade 876. Our website is www.taylormade876. Our app is only available on Androids presently, and it's a TaylorMade PR and events. And then we have our Facebook page. We also have my number. Please call me. Feel free to call me for business purposes. And that's
beg people for calling.
Please call me as help.
No. Okay, cool. And it's at 443-5100 and also 833-5444. But just keep in mind, we're on everything. So it's TaylorMade 876. Easy to find. And the Taylor is spelled Taylor.
All right.
Cool.
Talisa Taylor, thanks for passing through.
Well, it's Dam, also known as Random Guy. You don't know, representing for the Nightly Fix, addictively entertaining radio. I'm going to tell you this right about now. I just want to know if subscribe to us on YouTube. Don't forget that someday. People also like us on Facebook. Alright, because you know Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, because we're out no beta. Talk with Spitter. And also, don't forget the Instagram. You got to follow us on Instagram, because you know the Instagram is where the thing going. See? So I'm soon now, morning.